to BizChicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. It's time for Tech Life Weekly. Woo! And we are here all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. We got Terry Johnson online everywhere, all the way from New York City. And we've got Francine Gregory, all the way from the Sunshine State of California. And we're looking forward to even more sunshine from Dr. Taki in Florida. So let's get this party started. It's time for Tech Life Weekly, this week in tech history. Fran, what you got for us?
All right. So we're going to do some blacks in tech history, some tech history, and then tech making history. So let's get this party started. Roy L. Clay Sr. On November 10th, we honor Roy Clay Sr., the engineer who helped launch Hewlett-Packard's computer division with the HP 2116A, one of the company's first 16-bit mini computers. His leadership positioned HP for decades of innovation. Clay later founded Rod L. Electronics and became a respected civil leader in Palo Alto, breaking barriers in both technology and government. Next, we have Alicia Nikki Washington. In 2005, Alicia Nikki Washington became the first Black woman to receive a PhD in computer science from North Carolina State University. Today, she is a leading voice in tech education, equity, and inclusion. Through her writing and research, she equips universities to better support the next generation of diverse technologists. Next, we have Granville T. Woods. On November 10th, 1891, Granville T. Woods received a patent for critical improvements to electric railway systems. Known as the Black Edison, Woods strengthened America's transportation infrastructure with dozens of inventions across telegraphy, rail, and electrical systems.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
We don't know. What we don't know, just because the information was not necessarily available. Well, you know what I mean? It was there, but nobody searched for it particularly. So here we go. Charles went and found it for me. November 10th, this is some general tech history. 1983, Microsoft announces Windows. Microsoft unveiled Windows 1.0, making its first step into graphical interfaces. This release changed how people interacted with computers and set Microsoft on the path to software dominance for the next 40 years. November 10th, 1990, the World Wide Web blueprint emerges. Tim Berners-Lee published the technical proposal outlining URLs, HTML, and HTTP. It didn't look like much at the time, but this single document became the backbone of the entire internet economy. Everything from Facebook to online banking traces back to this design. November 12, 1971, Intel releases the 4004 microprocessor. Intel launched the first commercial microprocessor, a tiny chip that held the power of an entire computer. This innovation made personal computers possible and paved the way for every modern device: phones, laptops, cars, appliances, and medical equipment. November 12th, 1990, the first web page goes live, hosted on a Next computer. Oh, I didn't know that. The first web page wasn't flashy. It simply explained how the web worked, but it was the spark that connected the world. Today, nearly 2 billion websites stand on its shoulders. Wow. November 12, 2001, Apple ships the first iPod. When Apple released the original iPod, It wasn't just another music player. It reshaped the entire media industry, revived Apple as a company, and opened the door for the iPhone and the ecosystem that followed. November 14th, 1969, Apollo 12 launches. NASA launched its second crewed mission to the moon. Apollo 12 proved precision landing was possible, showing that advanced navigation, computer system, and engineering could achieve repeatable lunar exploration. November 14th, 2008, Android market opens. Google launched the Android market, the first version of what we now call Google Play. This opened the door for millions of apps, billions of devices, and a global mobile economy. November 14th, 2017, Tesla reveals the second generation Roadster. Tesla unveiled a prototype that claimed record-breaking performance for an electric vehicle. This announcement shifted public expectations and accelerated the race toward high-performance EVs. Now for some tech making history. As the government prepared to end the longest shutdown in the U.S. history, tech stocks rebounded first. Confidence in the sector pushed the Dow to a record high by midweek. Markets moved on momentum, and this week, technology carried the weight. Vertical AI sees massive investment. More than $750 million was poured into AI startups building specialized tools. Legal AI, medical AI, logistics AI, research, automation, and more. The industry is transitioning from broad general purpose chatbots to focused systems that solve real problems and generate measurable results. Major security patches released. Rust released a version 1.91.1 to correct critical WebAssembly issues. Microsoft issued patches for 63 vulnerabilities, one of which was an active 0 day. As innovation accelerates, so do threats, and security remains the front line of progress. And that's your week in tech history, Blacks in tech history, and tech making history.
Wow, thank you so much, Fran. I always learn something when you come on here and talk about this history, and I find it really engaging. I'm also impressed by how many African Americans contributed to this whole foundation that led to where we are today in tech and even in space, and just the building of personal computers. I knew about that, and I don't think it's shared often enough how foundational, how what would you call it, essential we were to the foundation of this whole industry. So yeah. And then they said, well, we want to get our kids involved. Our kids have always been involved. Okay. We would just like to see them more visible so that we can celebrate them more. I want to talk about something, just something light, because we missed this yesterday. I don't know if you were aware that yesterday was World Kindness Day.
Oh, didn't know.
I had no clue. And I came across this article, and I'm going to share it real quick. It says November 13th celebrates the acts of kindness, big and small, such as, check this out, holding a door for someone, paying for somebody's coffee, giving someone flowers. How about just smiling at someone? You know, the world has gotten so interesting that even a smile can change someone's day. It doesn't cost you anything. You know what I mean? So in light of yesterday being World Kindness Day, Krispy Kreme was participating in its own act of kindness this year, and it was offering customers a free original glazed dozen of donuts with the regular
free dozen. Oh my goodness!
Dozen with the purchase of any regular priced dozen. So, so they said, "Hey, look, we're going to do this. You buy a dozen donuts, we're going to give you a dozen of, I know, of glazed donuts.
That'll get them in the door.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know how they did, but all of this happened yesterday. I was like, dang, I could have got Krispy Kreme donuts.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. There's no way I could get rid of that many donuts, but I probably could have just given them away because it was Kindness Day. You know what I mean? The offer
Yeah.
was available in shops and through the drive-through at participating locations around the United States, and it's also available for pickup or delivery. I could have had this delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. Is it really kind to give away Krispy Kremes?
I was thinking the same thing, because you know what? I should not be indulging in that many donuts. However, we believe that the Krispy Kreme says they believe that huh?
It's the holidays. You got to be in the giving mood.
And it doesn't mean you have to eat the whole dozen. You know what I'm saying? We believe in the power of kindness and the joy that comes from sharing, said Allison Holder, Krispy Kreme's chief brand and product officer, in the news release. Donuts are a sweet way to be kind and to show that you care. So I thought that was interesting. I never heard of World Kindness Day.
Me
and
either.
I'm gonna have to mark that on my calendar, November 13th. So World Kindness Day.
Oh, just real quick, there is a couple of websites I used to go to. One, I think one is checkIday.com that tells you like this is whatever,
National
like World
Pancake Day or
yeah. There's a couple. There's checkIday and there's another one, National Calendar.
I think.
National, let me see, is it National Today? It's nationaltoday.com.
Okay.
Because today is Pickle Day.
See? And we missed it. Okay.
Well, it's today.
Mm-hmm. We haven't missed it, but I mean, we need to celebrate it. So the common thread of kindness, which binds us, is what they're celebrating World Kindness Day, is to highlight good deeds in the community, focusing on the positive power and the common thread of kindness. So I just wanted to share that. I thought it would be nice to have something light. I'm always talking about.
Yeah, no. It fits because if you're a charity or if you're a organization that like a church organization or whatever, you have some kind of program or something around kindness. Yesterday would have been a good day to make a post about it. I think we had talked about this a while back about looking at these websites and seeing what every day is, and then making a post and tying it in and using the hashtag, because that'll get you some attention on today. But it has to fit. I mean, like if you're not into kindness, then don't make a post. Just leave it. And today is National Pickle Day, so if your business doesn't revolve around food, you have nothing to say.
Unless you're just in a pickle.
Or you have to be very clever about how you use it. You have to have a sense of humor, or you have to know how to hit it.
Exactly. Oh, you mean like a pickle popcorn?
Yes. Yeah, you have to. I'm in a pickle today because today is World Pickle Day. And let me tell you why. And then you talk about your business. You have to. What is the word? Segue. Comics do it really well. Like they
you
go
have to connect it.
Yes, you can't just go. You can't be you could be a dry cleaner and say, hey, today's World Pickle Day. Did you spill pickle juice on your soup? Bring it in and we'll give you 5% off or something. You have to be creative like that.
Have to have a tie-in.
Yes, a tie-in. That's it. So check those sites and
there you go. So that's what I wanted to share today. Oh, we got a comment over here. What's it saying here?
That's just
with the national calendars. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll put the other one. I think it's checkIday.com. Those two. There's another one also, but this, you just do a search for national something holidays, and you'll get a whole bunch of websites that tell you. So like you can go through and look for the month. There's also month awareness. Like November is whatever awareness month, and then you make your post.
Nice.
It gives you something to, because okay, so real quick, just a real offside. So like November holidays. So this one, it jumps to November 14th and it lists like Children's Day, International Girls Day,
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Bear Day. There's a bunch in here. Pick something, pickle day, seatbelt day, spicy guacamole day. There's all kind of things. And then this site that I put in, the first one lists famous people's birthday.
Ah.
So like today, they got Gary Vaynerchuk's birthday is today. So if you wanted to, go and jump and say hi, or if it's a famous person from history and you can tie it in and say, hey, today is so and so's birthday. Let's celebrate by whatever. You have to be real creative with it.
Oh, I see. It's International Girls Day today.
Yeah, there's several girls. There's like a National Girls Day. There's an International Girls Day. There's tons of things. It's just an idea to, think of something to say. And if you can't think of something to say, use your assistant.
Yes.
Go in and say, today is National Pickle Day, and you know what my business is about. How can I make a clever and interesting post to get attention? And your assistant, wonderful assistant, will help you with that. So I might try it. Just for fun. I might just try and say, how can I get something with Pickle Day today? I just want to see what crazy stuff it comes up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because really, I say AI is really like you play fetch with it. They have to bring the dog wants to bring the bone or the ball back. They live for that. Don't dogs live for that? That's their thing, to please the master, to help. I'm really excited. Throwing that ball or getting whatever. So AI is like that.
Yep.
Yes, I want to see like what kind of clever, creative thing can it come up? Because you want to think outside of the box, especially with social media the way it is now. You cannot just post, today is National Pickle Day, happy National Pickle Day. That's not going to do it.
Yes, or have myself riding a pickle.
Well, you could, because if you go to Stora, you could.
Yeah.
You could. What I'm saying is, because you want to throw a monkey wrench in the if you post all of these safe things, you might want to throw something in the mix and see what the algorithm comes
up with. Yes.
Instagram might bring you in some people's feed.
There you go.
That's what you want. So
that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Something light, Yeah,
that is. I always talked about it, and I've forgotten to use it and go in. So
I have too. I forgot all about those calendars.
But when you said that it was national kindness, I was like, oh yeah, there's websites, but there's a bunch of websites. Those are just the two that come off the top of my head.
Yeah, but it triggered my thought too, because I was like, I miss National Kindness Day.
I think one of the websites you can sign up and you get a daily alert. Like it'll send you an email.
I'm sure they would love to.
Yeah, they said today is what National Pickle Day. Are you gonna make your post and if you check your email, then
there you go.
You gotta be clever with your content. Oh, I like that. I just thought of that. You gotta be clever with your content. So
have fun with it. Do that, TJB, because I just
clever
did
with
that.
Your content. Yeah.
And I just did what you just said. I went and talked to Charles. I'm like, today is Pickle Day. What can I share?
And
then I got some stuff back. It's Pickle Day. Remember this: pressure doesn't destroy you; it develops you. Stay in position. God is using every tight place to bring out your flavor.
See? Oh, look at that flavor, pickle flavor, because people like pickles because of the flavor.
Yes.
See? Don't rack your brain, people. Use the tool and let it work for you. That's the name of the game.
And it gave like a long or short. Do you want a shorter version for social? Why, yes.
Yes. Yeah, the answer is always yes. I never say no. Oh, do you want A or B? I say both.
Yes, me too.
Let me choose. Yes.
Why limit yourself? Do you want ice cream or do you want candy? I'll take both. Do you want donuts or you want cake? I'll take both. And it's so pleasing that it goes, okay. And you just go down the rabbit hole of content. So I love it.
There we are. So We are going to move to TJ. I just hope this made you smile today, guys.
It did.
Yeah. And then and it dawned on me that I did do some acts of kindness yesterday. I was like, oh, I let somebody in on the road. Oh, okay. Hey. I didn't miss it.
Good.
And if you smiled at somebody, you didn't miss it either.
Exactly. How about that? Something as simple as a smile can change people's day. Yeah.
Okay.
Holding a door. Right. My grandson does that.
Oh, yes.
So cute. I mean, he's
like
16, and he runs up to make sure he gets to the door because
it's automatic.
I'm so used to opening my doors, you know what I'm saying? So he has to sometimes run in front of me to make sure I'm opening this door for you, Grammy. Come on now.
Isn't that wonderful? That's wonderful. I love that. I love hearing about young children today. You know, we talk about Gen Z. Well, Gen Z is not young anymore. They're 30. Gen Alpha and everybody that's learning kindness.
Yeah.
Be nice. Be nice.
Yeah. It pays to be nice.
Yeah, it pays to be nice because you don't know if you're going to hold a door open for an elderly person or someone and they go, oh, thank you, young man. Here's $1. Here's $5. Here's something.
I just want to bless you.
That's just because how some people do. They're like, you did me a kindness and here's a little something.
Incentive, yes.
Yeah, a little incentive, and the kid got $5 in their pocket. Now, what they can buy, that's another story, but add it up. That $5 add up.
There you go.
All right. Social media news and updates this week. Let's get into Meta had a lot of stuff. I'm gonna save that for last. Let's look at TikTok. Yeah, let's get into TikTok. We haven't talked about them in a while. TikTok has launched its bulletin board feature. It's launching Bulletin Board, a new feature that lets brands and creators share public one-to-many messages to their followers. Bulletin Board is essentially TikTok's version of Instagram broadcast channels. That feature launched in 2023. Now, all of these TikTok copies Instagram. Instagram copies TikTok. They steal from Snapchat. So they all do things and then they change it. Oh, this is broadcast channels. Oh, this is Bulletin Board. Okay, whatever. It's the same. So they are on TikTok. They're saying just like with broadcast channels on Instagram, only the creator of a bulletin board can post messages, and followers are limited to leaving emoji reactions. That's how it works on Instagram. You follow a creator, they invite you to the broadcast channel, and they say what they want to say. And so one to many. So one to many. So the person that can talk is the creator. You're consuming the content, and you can reply with an emoji only. There's no it's not a DM. There's no place for you to type in a response. You just like it. I also think they have polls in the broadcast channels. Like the creator will put up a poll, and do we like this? Do we like that? So there you go.
So is it like an opportunity to stream? I'm not sure.
No, it's have you not seen broadcast channels on Instagram? People you follow, they can start it, and I think you have to have 10,000 followers. There's a limit that you have to have, and then you start a channel. It's just one to many. It's just a broadcast, a bulletin board, a post. That's all. And there's no opportunity for us to respond. It's just, hey, here's an announcement. Hey, here's a thought. Here's a whatever.
Okay.
So they're doing that on TikTok. So this feature is rolling out to creators who are at least 18 years old and have 50,000 followers. So on TikTok, you have to have 50,000 followers before you can have access to this. So the idea behind this is to make it easy for creators and companies to build community by sharing news and updates with their followers, as well as posting exclusive content. So for instance, rather than posting updates through the story or making a TikTok, you can just go to your bulletin board. It is really up to the creator. Like, I don't feel like making a video. I'm just going to post something and then we're going to have a conversation.
Gotcha.
But they can't respond. You can say what you want to. That's why it's called broadcast. That's why it's called bulletin board. So you also on TikTok, the feature lets accounts promote their content by directly sending it to their followers. So this was tested in June, so they're finally rolling it out. So that is TikTok. And another one from TikTok. TikTok users can now share tracks and more from Amazon Music. So if you're using Amazon Music, there is a share to TikTok button. Amazon Music users can share songs, albums, playlists, and personal listening highlights from their insights on Amazon Music directly to TikTok. Now, I don't know a lot of people that's using Amazon Music really, but if it's there, and if you're using it, you can share to your TikTok.
Okay, maybe that's an incentive to get it if you don't have it.
Yeah, but it's pretty much if you've got Amazon Prime or whatever, and you got, I think there's a free version of it. If you use it, I don't think a lot of people use it, but
I don't use it. I'm sure I have it because I have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you have. I think it's a separate app you have to download. But the thing is, most people use Apple Music and people use Spotify, and even Pandora probably more than. I would be interested to see the user numbers on that for Amazon Music. But hey, it's Amazon. They're not really caring about.
And I'm not a real big music person, so you can't go by me at all.
Okay.
Good.
I have Amazon Music. I don't know the last time I tried to open it. I don't.
You know what I mean?
Even remember. It might be on my phone.
For free. I didn't use it.
Yeah, there's a free and there's a premium version, but I'm saying I probably have not used it to the point where on your phone, if you don't use an app, they kind of offload it off of your phone, the files, but the little icon is there. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't opened it in forever. So because I go to Spotify or go to Apple Music, but
gotcha.
We'll see. All right, so let's look at let me save that one for last. Google is taking on Pinterest with a dedicated inspirational images tab in the mobile app. Now, this one I meant to take a look at because I use the Google app all the time. That's just the G.
I do too. I use it all the time.
It's just G on your phone. You tap it and you can search and you see stories and you see whatever. So Google is adding a new feature to the mobile app. It's called a dedicated images tab. So this is it's going to be an images icon, which I don't see, so it's not ready for me yet. An images icon at the bottom of Google search app for iOS and Android device that will display images personalized to the user's interest. So that's why they're saying this is like Pinterest. The images will update daily. The feature will offer users a way to organize their creative ideas and find visual inspiration for things like planning a trip, hosting a party, decorating your apartment, or discovering new fashions. Users can browse the images in Google's new tab, search for other images, and save the images they like to the collections. So this is what Google is trying to put in to the app, I guess, to get more people using or talking about it.
Or to stay over there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're saying the new image tab in the search app will roll out over the next few weeks and on iOS and Android. So I didn't see it in mine, so it's rolling out slowly, but it should be.
Do you think that's going to be strictly mobile, or do you think it's going to be desktop too?
You mean what? Repeat
do you
that?
think it's going to be only mobile? Or do you think it's going to be desktop also?
I'm not sure because the mobile app works differently from Google.com. I mean, because when you're on the desktop, it's just you're just searching, but the mobile app is more news and weather and stocks. It's more of an all-in-one kind of thing in your face. So probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Hey, Dr. Tachi.
Hey, Dr. Tachi.
Yes. Children, good morning.
Good morning, all the way from the Sunshine State.
Good morning.
How's things going with those utilities?
Listen, not to belabor the point, but I can't begin to tell you how annoyed I am today. The utilities and everything are good. Guess what? I got a new refrigerator, so that's good. But I need a new hot water heater. So
I know you said that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they had to fix some electrical stuff because the hot water heater was probably the primary responsible one for tripping the breaker. So, and the electrician knew it right away. He said, you know what? I bet you it's the water heater. I said, yes, and it's not working. So sure enough, it's that one. So I'm going to get a new one. But today, you know, on Fridays, I generally have shoots with the realtor I work with. So, you know, we kind of just finished when we did a makeshift. So this is your lesson to make sure everything you're using works or that you have it before, because I just assumed I had the mics I always use. I could not find it. And so I had to go to plan D, which is the moral of the story is always have a plan A through F, which I did. But we're going to shoot with, you know, some more with the real camera and stuff later, because I just assumed, I said, oh, they're where they always are. Tell me why I can't find this microphone. So yeah, no, it's all good though. But
you know what? Why is it we make these checklists and we never check the checklist? I don't know about you. I make a calendar, and I have got to start to get more disciplined about checking the calendar.
What? I know.
You
have devices to remind you of things, to do's, and you ignore. Because I have the reminders that pop up on my phone. I just ignore them.
Exactly. You see what I mean? We get desensitized.
It's a mental thing. Yeah,
yeah.
But I'm good otherwise.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
That was our random act of kindness for today.
Thank you.
Go ahead, TJ.
All right. So ChatGPT launches pilot group chats. So this is going to be, it's a group chat feature for ChatGPT. It's currently being tested in select regions of Japan, New Zealand, South Korea, and Taiwan. It lets users collaborate directly within the app. It's available to Free Plus and Team users on both mobile and web platforms. OpenAI said the pilot is designed to explore how people use group conversations in ChatGPT. And this is because, you know, all the other apps, we just talked about broadcast channels. We talked about DMs a lot and why things are focusing, especially Meta. Why are they focusing on DMs? And because they know that most of the usage happens in a direct conversation more than just posting. So, and again, OpenAI is trying to bring more social things into ChatGPT because that increases usage of the app.
And other apps, TJ, have all these Teams things going on. So it's a way of bringing in team capability, right?
Right. And so it's like, you know, you're not just an island, one user using it and there's no way to communicate. So they're throwing it in. We'll see how it works. So they're testing it. So ChatGPT or OpenAI says this pilot is just a small step towards creating a more shared experience in the app. Early users will be invited to provide feedback, which the company says will help shape how the feature eventually expands to more regions and offers. So this is a small test to see, okay, let's do the beta test. Let's see how they use it. Let's see if they like it. Let's see if it's doable, and then we might push it out. And if it doesn't work, then they could just sunset it. It, you know, it's real easy to do that because it's like we don't have to, but we'll see. So OpenAI says private chats and personal ChatGPT memory stay completely private. Group chats are invitation only, and members can leave at any time. Most participants can remove others through the group's though the group's creator can only leave voluntarily. For users under 18, content is filtered with extra safeguards and parental controls in place. So how to start a group chat, you just tap the people icon, add participants, and groups can include 1 to up to 20 people. If you add someone in an existing chat, a new group is created, leaving the original conversation unchanged. Each group has a short profile, and all chats are organized in a labeled sidebar for easy access. So group chats are going to work just like regular ChatGPT things, except they'll just be you're allowing others into, say, the discussion or the thing that you're doing in ChatGPT, right? Also, group chats will have usage limits, which will restrict how many AI responses users can receive per hour. So this is something they're trying. trying and testing and seeing. There's no guarantee that is going to come to us. So they're going to see how it goes. And
That's
that makes sense. You don't want to give some, you don't want to put this in things for everybody. And then of course, it's going to be, people are going to be, well, who is this person that got into my chat? And I didn't, so they're trying to work out the bugs first.
Yes, they're asking everybody who comes into the chat to set up a small profile.
Right.
So you can see
I don't know if it's just a thing that I need. Like, I like ChatGPT the way it is. I'm like, I don't need to bring others in, but this is the social media world we live in, where they're trying to bring in conversations, group conversations, and where I see this working is if you're a organization and you have teams or employees are working together. That I understand, but to have it to where just I'm just me. I don't want to invite anybody unless it's like one of you or we're working on something.
Yeah,
but not a stranger. I'm not going to invite a stranger in. Come on into my group. No, I'm not going to do that. So that's the way I see it works.
I think that's their objective, to have it collaborative between
people, but I wish they would call
each other
something else, because it sounds like just anybody, like willy-nilly.
It's not, and you can only have up to like 20 people.
20 people.
They have to be invited, and when they come in, they have to fill out a profile. And if somebody in the group is bringing someone in, those persons have to, basically enroll. I call it enroll. You got to set up a profile. So that you know who is in there. I think it's really important, especially if you're doing a collaborative effort, because company secrets can be shared. There's just a lot of, and also I think, like you said, a generation of people who like to plan stuff like girl trips and, whatever.
Yeah. I guess
birthday trips to New Zealand.
Building on that, when you're saying planning a trip, because a lot of people use the AI tools. I'm going to Rome and plan this an itinerary, and most people will share the link with the person that, like, we're going with a group of people. Here's the link to the conversation I had on ChatGPT. So I guess instead of sending the link out to the group chat comes in and discusses the trip. So I see that use case. I just didn't want it to be just any old body, like,
it's not an open door.
It has to be collaborative.
But I have a question. Isn't there still an aspect of openness to this?
What do you mean?
Because this is ChatGPT we're talking about, right?
Right.
Okay. And you can still find, if you, for example, you're not careful and you don't check the correct box, your things could be used to train ChatGPT, right? Even if it's, quote, anonymous. So isn't there an aspect of that could happen with this?
I think if somebody's in the group and they haven't checked their boxes.
Well, okay, let's because see, this is the part that says private chats and personal memory stay private. So it's not, that part's not shared.
Allegedly.
Says them. Yeah, I just it says them. Okay.
Yeah, because there is settings, inside. You could say don't train the model and keep my
correct.
So they're saying that they're going to respect that, and I understand that, because now we're talking about a group chat. So I wouldn't want my stuff to be shared. I wanted to stay with me. So I think they need to explain that more. That was from the article. But but what I'm seeing is that it stays private, like with you. So that would have to be a non-negotiable, really.
Oh, indeed.
Bringing that up. That would have to be a non-negotiable.
I think that's something that's easy to do because it's allegedly going on right now. You know what I mean? So,
and it's not going to be like, I'm thinking it's public, but it's the public part of it, because that's why I was like, the article is like really like, okay, I'm just not going to do this with a stranger. I'm going to do it with somebody I know. So I guess I don't know why my mind went there of just anybody, but
now, sorry,
because that's dangerous.
Yeah,
that's why.
It
But
is.
when you explained about the trip, and then I started thinking about people working together, like a Slack, like in Slack. That's what
Yes,
now I'm so
basically.
good at Slack thing to it.
So it's really like you said, like a Slack
Mm-hmm.
for, okay, you said girls trip. So you would be able to collaboratively use prompts to find out the information you want for that trip.
Right. Because
Is this
usually somebody would say, okay, we're going to, wherever. And then one person might go, well, let me go to ChatGPT and ask it about, and then see what they do is they share out the link, because you can share out the chat to anybody with the link. And then
correct?
they can come in and see it. So I guess this would be more bringing them in so everybody can have a chance to ask ChatGPT, well, what about the vegan meals? Or what about this? Those kind of things.
And that
So
that could
that's what I'm
save you a
looking at.
lot of trouble,
Yes.
because usually when you hang up or you finish the conversation, somebody comes back with a list of 85 things, right?
Yeah, so that's how I'm seeing it. Like, instead of sharing the link to the chat that you're having about the trip, just everybody comes in. You just make a group and say, hey, here's the group. I'm talking to ChatGPT about the trip, and you can ask it what you want. And so then everybody gets to see.
Now I have a question, another question. So definitely you can do that, but after a while with ChatGPT, you reach the limit on how much you can query.
Right.
So how does it
It has
handle
the
that?
limits. Yeah, it's okay. Where's the part I saw about
It
the
says
limits?
it's charging the person asking the question. That's charged to their account. And when they run out of stuff, I guess.
Okay, here we go. In group chat, ChatGPT's usage limits only count when ChatGPT responds. Messages between human participants don't count. So that's the part where you're DMing or messaging each other, that's not a part of the limits. Only when you turn to, hey, chat, what about, like I said, what's the vegan meal options? And then you ask chat. That's where
correct.
it is.
But that's what I'm thinking about, because when it comes to, we'll use the girls trip as a thing, there's so many things that people may have a question about that they may just say, hey, okay, well, let me just ask, what's the dress code for XYZ night? And you can quickly reach your limit if it is a group chat.
Right, but it's the person that starts it. Like, if I have the paid version, if I start it, it's going based off of my limits. Not everybody's in the chat.
But also
I'm the owner.
Also, it says the person asking the question that it charges their limit.
Okay, so it is not. So if I start the chat, all questions or queries to ChatGPT are not charged against my account. It's each individual account. Okay, that makes sense then. Okay.
Because, like you said,
so that's what I'm saying. It needs to be more detailed, and it's just a test in those countries. So once it gets to us, then they'll have more information about
Once
that.
we get to us, we'll abuse it.
Those are good questions. But I was trying to figure out, well, why would I want a group chat with people?
I read that.
Because I have a group chat with my family, and they send good morning messages.
I know.
And my thing keeps ding, ding, ding. It's everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good evening, good evening. I was like, okay, y'all, I gotta mute this. I don't do that. So I'm like,
exactly.
I'm not a fan of group chat. I'm not a fan. Sorry, family. I already told them, like, I muted you guys.
I'm just not a chitty chatter.
My aunt being sick.
Yeah.
You better tell me, because I'm not checking it in there.
Yeah.
Because I cannot have my phone, because I have it set to where only certain notifications come. Because if my phone is ding, 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 I'll never get anything done.
Okay. Absolutely.
So I'm like,
absolutely.
I'm not a fan of the group chat like that, like family group chats. I'm like, sorry. I tell them straight up, sorry.
I'm not a phone person. So, I don't think a group chat would work for me. Well, I'm with you.
It's just the fact that it's good morning every morning from like 15 people. And imagine if your thing went on 15 times in the morning and you haven't gotten up, but they got up early.
Oh, because they're in a different time zone. Oh my gosh.
We're not at different time zone. Some of them are older, so they get up early.
Okay.
They're getting up early to go to Piccadilly.
They're getting up early
So,
for whatever. I
for
mean, they're
breakfast.
old, and then some of them,
Oh, okay.
some of them are in the South, so it's like they're getting up to do things, or a lot of them are retired. So then the sun got up and they're up, and I'm like, good morning, good morning, good morning. It just okay, y'all, love y'all, but and my sister was like, just take me off. She's like,
Wow.
get me out of this, and it's only because it's good morning from like 20 people. They respond to the morning. It's not one good morning. It's good morning, good morning.
Well, and I know some of them are older, but the thing that kind of solves that is if this is taking place in a group chat in an app, that way you could just like not have the app open.
It is in the app. It is.
Gosh. And you turned off your notifications?
For that chat. Yeah, I muted it. Yes, it's muted. I have to remember to go in and check it, but it's all good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So I never go in and check it.
But you have peace. So that's good.
Like I said, we get when we ignore these apps, our checklists, our calendars.
Just because I'm just like curious, because it's okay. So I have one with just my sisters that they don't blow up. It's like every other, like, okay, but I'm like, okay, the one with the family.
Hey,
Grand Rising. Happy Thursday.
Oh,
good
not Grand
morning.
Rising. Wow.
Grand morning. Hey, family. Hey, cuz. Happy. And it's all, these are all, okay, I'm going to show y'all. Can the light is, can you see all of these little animated things?
Yeah.
Oh, see, they're just trying to have a family group chat, Scrooge.
Older people discover gifts.
They're just trying to have
I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying they are gifts of, and these little things just pop up.
But when you're trying to work, she says,
happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy.
Okay.
Can't give me family news. So that's what I'm saying. I don't, when I saw this about the group chat, I was like, no, I don't want that.
See, because you're already traumatized. Okay.
So I'm already like, okay, well, I got a group chat where ain't nothing going on but good morning.
Poor Terry.
But they and it's, I was like, okay, but all right, it's just all right, I'll leave it. But my sister was like, get me off of this thing, because it kept the notifications blow up because it's 20 people saying good morning every day. Yes. Happy Thursday. Yes. Happy Friday. Merry Friday.
And my daughter's like, Mom, you don't want to know what's going on with it. I got 100 and some likes on the baby's picture. And I'm like, okay.
But you see the baby, right?
I mean, I see him every evening.
That's what I'm saying. You see the baby, so I don't need to see the picture of the likes with the baby. That's for the family members who don't get to see the baby. If I'm a family member and I don't get to see that baby in real life like Terralina does, I want to see the cute pictures of the baby.
You know, this is an interesting thing, though. I think about that whole thing when we look at how far we've come with, being able to share these moments and connectivity. Before, if you only got to see the baby's picture if they sent it to you.
Yes, they took pictures and they mailed you
a copy. And guess what? You had to be special because I have to pay for each of the copies that I make from this film. So, it wasn't like before, but then, it started to get a little more, now we have color copiers and color printers. So we can actually make a copy of this.
Yes.
And now you have the photostat or photomat, as they would, in your hands now. And you could just send these pictures on, and you can post them on social media.
Just put it on Facebook.
So now we're overexposed.
Well, let me tell you the funny thing. The funny thing is that I had put the picture in what do you call that thing? Over on Google. What's it called? Where you Gemini? I put it in Gemini.
Oh, Gemini.
Stuck them in a park. So it was AI.
Put the baby in the AI park.
On top of that. So it's like, okay. y'all.
But see, that's the thing. You have close proximity. It's like, okay, that's the baby. Yeah, I see the baby tomorrow. There's other people on Facebook or whatever, they don't get to see the baby
because
so
I'm
they want to see
seeing
the
him
baby.
on FaceTime all the time. You
See,
know
that's what I'm saying. You see the baby all the time, so it's not a special thing. Like I see that baby every day. Cute, cute, cute. You know, you got family members that don't get to see the baby and they want to see the baby. So she should be okay. Yes, those family members, yes, they better love those pictures because they don't get to see the baby. You're like, the baby, bring him over. You'll be over later.
Exactly.
But that I would just say when I saw the group chat, I was like, group chats, just okay.
See,
All
you
right,
were
so
traumatized when you saw
yes,
it. You
I
were
was
like, oh
like,
no,
I don't want that.
not
But
more.
now talking about it, I see when I think about it as more of a Slack collaboration girls trip or collaborating with some people on work projects. Yes, that makes sense. It makes sense in that fashion. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I have one or two from Meta. So let's see. Threads has added podcast promotion tools. I was looking at this going, ooh, that sounds kind of good. So Threads is testing out new podcast integration, which will enable you to add your podcast details to your profile in the app, which will then populate previews of your show when shared in a post with a custom thumbnail, image, and link. Now there was an image in here. I can't find it, but what it is that you put it on your profile, your podcast, and Threads somehow knows to take the podcast, you know, the little square, what do they call the little podcast logo? Whenever you share an episode, the link, it will populate and then it looks like your podcast. So when people come across it, they get to see the podcast. Like the podcast image that you use, and then the details about the episode and everything. But it pulls it because you put it in your profile. Okay, so you add it to your profile. So that aligns your Thread persona with the podcast and adds a feature element to your profile display in the app. When you or any other Thread user shares a link to your show, it appears with a dedicated link preview. Okay, so this is a way for people who have podcasts and they want to share it. Instead of it just being a text link, it's going to be an actual visual thing. And it's based on the graphics, the graphic that you made for your podcast. So make sure that graphic is popping because it's going to be in the Thread. What is it? The feed. So Thread says this is just the beginning with more features being developed to help podcasters build an audience in the app. So here's a quote. It's been great connecting with podcasters to talk about what's next, and you can expect us to lean in here much more over the coming months. We'll start rolling this change out. This was the day that it came out. And it will make its way to everyone over the next couple of weeks. So this is to spark discussion because the visual of your podcast is going to pop up. It's going to be something different. And people, you say a little blurb about what the episode is about. This is going to get the conversation flowing for you as the podcast and with the podcast. And also the link, they're going to go to the link and hopefully listen to that episode. All right. So that is what Thread is doing. Now, not Meta, Facebook. Facebook is doing things to Marketplace, a whole bunch of stuff. They're giving it new collaborative and social features, Meta AI integrations. Now, this is a lot, so let's go through it. Meta is overhauling Facebook Marketplace with collaborative tools, social features, improved checkout experience, and Meta AI integration. So they have a new collections feature that let users create groups of listings and invite friends to join. Users can get started by saving a listing, starting a new collection, and then choosing whether to make it public or private. They can then add friends to the collection and share updates to Feed, Messenger, WhatsApp, and more. Okay, that's one thing. Number two, they're testing collaborative buying, which means users can invite a friend to join their chat with a seller. So they're saying this will make it easier if you have to pick it up, negotiate prices, or get answers to questions. You can bring somebody else into the chat about the thing that you want to buy. Also, they're going to start using AI tools to help buyers ask the right questions when making a purchase. Now, when users start a chat with a seller, they will see a suggested questions to ask button. Now, if you use Amazon a lot, they have Rufus. I've used Rufus a couple times when I want to ask about a question about a item that I'm considering buying. There's a Rufus pop up, and you can say ask Rufus. You ask Rufus any AI thing, anything about the item, and it will go through the text or the information it has about that product, that item.
Okay.
And it gives it to you. So this is what Meta is doing. They're putting that in, and they're calling suggested questions to ask. So it will go through the listing and try to match the answer to the question that you have.
Thank God they named it something I can understand.
Rufus?
No, Amazon thing is called Rufus. I don't know why they call, but it's pretty handy. I've used it. So Meta is doing the same thing with this is all marketplace now. Remember, this is the marketplace section.
Yes.
This is all marketplace. It's not the regular fee. They're also bringing AI insights to vehicle listings on marketplace, because they said vehicles are among the top 5 searches for young adults. When users view a vehicle listing, they'll see AI generated insights that bring together key details like engine options, safety ratings, transmission type, seating and cargo capacity, reviews, and price information. So they're using AI. Meta is using the AI of the information from probably the listing and probably whatever the details is on the vehicle on the car.
Blue book.
To bring it in and let people ask the questions like that, because they're seeing that more young adults are searching for buying a car on marketplace.
Okay.
Also, they're saying that users can react and comment directly on listings. They're doing this to help others learn about item quality and discover new finds. And if you like an item, Marketplace will learn what you're interested in and display more items aligned with their preferences. And a couple more things. Meta is going to integrate eBay and Poshmark inventory in the marketplace early this. Oh, it began. Okay, it already did. It began integrating eBay and Poshmark inventory in the marketplace earlier this year to give people more options when it comes to buying across categories like fashion and electronics. And they also have an improved checkout experience. Buyers will see total costs, including shipping and tax up front. They will also receive notifications as the status of their order changes. Now, if you bought things from Etsy and you use the app, the Etsy app will notify you when the person has packaged it, shipped it, when it's going to come from the post. So that's kind of like what Meta is going to put in here also, which I think is a good thing, because you want to know the status of your order. You don't want to not bother, but you don't want to keep asking the seller, well, where's my package? Where's my package? The app will tell you based on the tracking.
This may be more dependable than GPS, because I came home the other day. There was a notice on the door that said that they had tried to deliver the package. There was no name on the notice. There was no number. Only thing on that thing was a check mark that we been here and a QR code. So now I'm tracking them down instead of them tracking me down.
Right, because I believe you can go to UPS and put the tracking number in. And
there was no number. There was just a QR code.
Okay,
so and maybe that's something new. I don't know. All I know. And then the next day, we get this text message that they tried to deliver it, but I'm sitting here looking out the window.
You ain't delivering nothing. I've been looking out the window.
Nothing happened.
You ain't been here.
It took more work to put that whole lie together than to actually deliver the package.
Do you understand? Yeah. So that's work for me. I have to call the QR code to find out what store, where do I pick it up, So I'm saying this could work out well for Marketplace, because at least we can track it.
Right. And see, that's what I'm saying. If you bought things, because I've noticed this in Etsy, that it goes because they don't really want, you've bought something and the seller goes, well, it's going to take like 3 or 4 days, because they got a package in the mail and it's in the mail. Yes. So you don't want the people to go back and forth with bugging the seller about where is it? It's kind of automatically, and it sent notifications to me saying, oh, they packaged it. Oh, it's at the thing over here. Oh, it left this place. Nice. Oh, it's in New York. Oh, it's at 106. It tells me like all of that stuff in the app. I'm like, cool. I don't have to worry about it.
It's the same thing with Poshmark. It's the same thing with Poshmark.
Okay, good.
So whenever you like, I try to get things out either same day or next day. So whenever it's there, it everything automatically updates because we use USPS, and it just, you don't have to. You can use the tracking and go to the USPS site, but it will all be in.
Yeah, it's in the app. You don't really have to go. Yeah, I love that feature because I was like, oh, little thing popped up, said, oh, your package is here and your package is going to be delivered on Monday. I was like, really? And then when my package got the postman brought it, it says your package is here. I was like, oh, let me go get my package. I love that I don't have to worry about where the package is. Because I was like, oh yeah, I did order something from Etsy, and they said like 4 days, but it's been 2, because the person decided to get it out or whatever. But you don't want to keep bugging the person about, well, I bought this on Monday. Where is it? Like, no, the app will tell you. So kind of takes the stress out of buying things like that. So I love that Meta is doing that. So they're putting that in, and that's all the thing that's going in the marketplace. So remember, Meta is loving marketplace because that's where Gen Z and Gen Alpha go when they use Facebook.
Well, and that's exactly why they're trying to put social features in it. Remember, with from Coming to America, one of my favorite movies, and the barber said, "They ain't nothing but an ultra perm." This ain't nothing but a backhanded way to get Gen Z to start using it socially. Because otherwise, there's no need for a social aspect of it. But they see that they are using it, so they're like, "Oh, well, maybe if we put some social things, they'll start using." They want Facebook to be a go-to destination, and right now, Gen Z doesn't care about it except for marketplace, and it's a very specific task. I'm not coming here to play or to say hi to you people. I want this item. That's what I'm looking for. So,
yes,
we'll see if it works.
Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, these sounds like some good improvements. So
I think so.
So
for once, anyway.
Yeah, we're in a digital world. So, all right, I have one more. So we have talked about this app for a while. It went away. I'm not sure when it was. It 8 years ago. Vine. Everybody remember Vine?
Yes, ma'am.
I think Elon Musk said he was going to bring it back and all of this stuff, and it never materialized. Well, Jack Dorsey has started something called Divine. Divine. It's a Vine reboot that includes the archives.
Yep.
So they have the archives. Now let's look at how this is working. So remember, Vine was 6-second looping videos. Jack Dorsey was the father of Twitter. He's the one that co-founded it with, I forgot the other person's name, but Ev somebody or something. So they started Twitter. So now, because probably they love Vine, or somebody said, "Where's Vine?" or whoa, whatever response, he came up with Divine gives access to more than 100,000 archived Vine videos restored from a backup that was created before Vine shut down. So it's not just an app that lets you look at, oh, remember this or remember that. It allows users to create profiles and upload their own new Vine videos.
Oh, okay.
So they're saying that they have a flag feature to flag suspected generative AI content. So they do not want, don't think you can go over there with your Sora stuff or your AI videos. It's got to be Vine, the original Vine where you used your camera. Okay, so they've got something in there that will flag the AI and it won't be posted. So here's what Jack Dorsey says. He says, we have about 150,000 to 200,000 of the videos from about 60,000 of the creators. Originally, Vine had a couple million users and a few million creators this is by comparison to what they have now. Vine creators who still own the copyright to their work can send Divine a DMCA takedown request if they want their Vines removed. Or they can verify they're the account holder by demonstrating they're still in possession of the social media accounts that were originally listed in their Vine bio. Once they have their account back, they can also choose to post new videos or upload their old content that the restoration process missed. So they may have backups that weren't in the backup that they're using as the basis for Vine.
Oh.
Now they've also added something called Nostr. It's a decentralized protocol. It's open source. Developers can set up and create their own apps and run their own host, relay, and media servers. So they've added the decentralized server section that everybody loves to talk about, the decentralized server where you can pack up your stuff and go, all your content. If you want to leave, Threads is based on that. So this is Divine, and Divine is available on both iOS and Android at divine.video. Now, I tried to bring up the website, but it didn't go through. I don't know why. I'm going to type in the URL. It's divine.video. And I tried to bring it up. Oh, did it come in as a link? Oh, it didn't come in as a link because I forgot the HTTP. Duh. divine.video. I think that's it. So I'm gonna try and click on it again and see, but I couldn't get it up. I was so excited, like everybody talking about Vine. Well, now we have Divine. All right, here. So I'm gonna show you what I have. It doesn't load. I don't know what's going on. Maybe so many people are going to it. I don't know, but it doesn't load for me. Maybe you guys don't have better luck. Here we go. So I'm gonna share. This is what it looks like. So see, mine is saying failed to load video. I don't know why. It could be something on my end. But this is what it looks like. So Divine, Divine. So I'm trying to remember if I had a Vine account. I don't remember. So here's the vid. Oh, so they're coming up. See, mine says failed to load videos. It's very slow. Could be because it's a backup or whatever they have set up, but this is it. Nothing's showing. Only the thing with the little baby showed up. Somebody with a baby. Yeah, so that's it. Divine. So I'm gonna try to log in later and see.
Okay.
And I thought that was really cool that Vine is back.
They bungled Vine. There's no earthly reason that it should not have succeeded and then morphed into something else. Twitter was the place where apps went to die because every time they did it with Vine, they did it with Periscope. Every time something came, they did it with what was it? Monday Night Football. Every time they got something, they bungled it.
Died on the vine.
Yes.
Well, it is back, and I love the fact that you cannot put AI videos on there.
I
love that. I'm like, oof. So now if I can get it to load for me and take a look, check it out. Then there it is. Vine is back. We've talked about it. Now Jack Dorsey has brought it back to life. So with the old videos from, and what was it, 2011, 2010?
Yeah.
2010, 2011. So we'll see. And that's your social media news and update for the week.
All righty, daddy. Thank you so much, TJ.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, we are going to put Dr. Tachi in the seat. Let's find out what's going on in the world of media.
Before we do that, can you talk amongst yourselves for a moment?
Yeah.
I need to plug my computer in. I'll be right back.
Oh, go ahead. I was really excited because I heard what was I doing this week? I used the Hux. Did I talk about that HUXE app? Yeah, Hux, HUXE app. That it takes my emails and it goes to websites and it does an audio read of
Oh
all the
no.
things that I'm interested. So I had turned my Hux on one morning, and it was going through the things. I was making coffee. I let it go because I'm just listening, and it said something about, oh, remember Vine? I was like, what? Vine? They said, well, it's back. It's called Divine. I said, hey, we got to talk about that on Friday.
There you go.
We have talked about Vine. I remember a couple of times we had talked about Vine and what happened to it and where to go. Well, now you know it's been resurrected.
There you go.
It's not coming up for me.
I think I actually used Vine, and I don't know if I even
loved
know.
Vine when it first came out. I loved it, and people were like, they couldn't understand this. Why a six? Remember, this was a time when we didn't do short form video at all. So people couldn't wrap their minds around a 6-second video. Why would I want to do that? When now they're making reels that are like 7 seconds.
Yes.
Like, no big deal. It's a reel that's 7 seconds. But when this came out, when Vine came out, people could not, I remember that. People could not understand. And remember, it looped. It did 6 seconds and loop. So you had to think about how to tell a story in a quick 6 seconds. Loop. But I remember when Vine came out, people just could not. It was like, that's the dumbest thing ever. That's dumb. That's dumb.
I loved it because at the time I was on Periscope, so I was used to being on video.
Yes. Yes. But see, people were like, there was no short form video then. None. And people couldn't understand, well, how do you do something in 6 seconds? Because it goes so fast. Whereas now it's like a reel comes around, blah, 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 TikTok, blah, 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 blah. But when Vine came out, there was no such thing. Nothing. And I just remember people kept saying, this is stupid. How do you make a story? How do you make a video in 6 seconds? How do you tell anything in 6 seconds? I'm like, easy. You just have to tighten it up. Be real quick.
Dunkin' Donuts managed to.
Yeah.
But you are in advertising. So I understand that you knew how to get a message across.
Now, if you look at it in 2025, it's like, yeah, Vine, yeah, you get it. But back then, nobody got it. Am I right, Dr. Tati? Nobody got it. Nobody. The only people that understood it was Gen Z. They took to this thing like duck to water. They just went. But if you were older, you were like, see, how the hell do I say anything? Sorry, how the heck I say anything in 6 seconds? We couldn't wrap our brains around it. And I was like, oh, you got to be real quick with your story. So it's back. So I just remember that people did not understand it. It got so much hate when it first came out. It got so much.
Vine walked so TikTok could run.
Yes. Because now, if you think about Vine, you're like, sure, it makes total sense. Then it made no sense.
No.
It was like, what? All the older people like, what? How do you say anything in 6 seconds? Now, what do kids do? Everybody doing on TikTok? Talk really. One of my I think my niece or something. She's like 20 something. She just her videos are and her father goes, but I don't understand what she's saying because she talks up. But I said that's how they do it. She does a voiceover where she's doing things and then she does a voiceover. She goes, but that's how they talk. That's how they do it. You have to understand it to get it. So I just remember that Vine was hated. It was not. No, and then the guy Zach something. He became a big star because of Vine.
Vine, yes.
Zach, you know who I'm talking about, Dr. Tati. Zach.
I do.
I can't remember his last name. He did the magic videos. And it was 6 seconds. So
yeah, no, Vine was a cultural shift in terms of how long videos are supposed to be and how you can tell a story quickly. And it showed that all you need is 6 seconds to get your point across because people got it. But Twitter didn't get it. No, they were just there because it was popular.
I just think that a lot of cases, these people were just impatient. They wanted instant
They were
success.
just Vine was
Yes.
ahead of its time. That's
Yes.
just really what it is. Just like
Mhm.
Google Plus was ahead of its time. It was just ahead of its time. People didn't understand Google Plus. People didn't understand Vine. And I was just like, it's just ahead of its time. And the guy's name is Jack King. That's where I
That's
couldn't
it,
remember his
yes.
last name.
Well, if you look now and what's happening, I think I may have talked about this last week. If not, I'm talking about it now. So micro dramas are huge on social media, right? So this is a big thing, to the point that Hollywood, as usual, late takes notice, and they're trying to get in on this and investing. In fact, there's a whole company that has started now that has managed to raise funding, like a couple of million in funding, not just a couple of few million in funding, for a company that produces primarily micro dramas. So that lets you know how hot they are. But who was doing this before?
Ooh, the
Quibi.
microdramas?
Quibi, or short form content.
Yes.
in the
Yes.
But they shuttered after 6 months. Why? Well, there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, they were ahead of their time. I don't think people saw the vision of, content that you can get in an app on your phone. And Kevin and I reviewed a bunch of their shows for our podcast TV channeling. We watched everything because they had some ridiculous sale that it was like, what was it? 90 days free trial or something to that effect. So we're like, we're going to watch everything on here. But what the problem was, the major problem was that they were thinking too Hollywood and not like people that normally watch vertical video, which is people who like social media. So they were too busy trying to get named people to star in these things. But what you don't know is that people who are really connected to social media don't really care so much that Chrissy Teigen is the judge on a show like a People's Court. Who cares?
Right. Nobody cares.
Nobody really cares. You could get all of these, named people, or, people that are notable, but people who are on social media and connect with social media personalities don't care as much about Hollywood personalities. So that was the problem. It was Hollywood people who came up with it, and you had a good idea, but then you messed it up with your Hollywood ways.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. They messed it up. And again, another app that was ahead of its time.
Just ahead of its time. So so I wanted to piggyback into that and into what you were saying. It was just ahead of its time.
Good point. So.
Did you all, when it came to tech, did you all talk about the robot in the Russian Android?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I was wondering if you did.
Okay, what? Yeah, I'm curious now. What
it
is
was
What
funny.
Is
it was hilarious. So I actually have a video, and I think we can play this.
Okay.
Where are you? I just had it right here. It's crazy. Oh, here you are. Okay. So it's a little bit long, but I'll cut it off. So let's let me share. Okay. Can you see this?
No, you're not.
I think you got to bring it up, Terlina. Bring it on stage.
Oh, yeah.
You have to bring it up, Terlina.
Well, my problem,
on stage.
Yes, my problem is I can't see it.
Hold on. Hold on. I got it.
Thank you, because my thing is not small enough. Okay, there you go.
You see it?
Yes.
Okay, and I think
you want to start it.
Yeah, I will. Hold on. Okay. There we go.
There we go. They said they felt so sorry for these guys.
Yes. Now look at this compared to what they're building in China.
Uh-oh. China. iRobot.
Yeah.
Is it really that many, or is that?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's that many
I think it's really that many. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
because they plan to use them for, common household stuff,
Yes.
Yes.
the whole 9 yards. I don't know what this is going to do to their economy. They have so many billions of people.
Yes. I was like, if this is how many robots is in one room, it's a little scary to me.
But look how much sturdier this robot is compared to the Russian one.
That's China. Yes,
and look at them marching in unison, and they putting
that's
themselves in
China's
the
way.
container.
That's how China is very
Succinct.
like structured. Like their school system is structured. Like,
Mhm.
and I remember just offhand, just Jackie Chan talking about how when he was a kid, how Jackie Chan is so adept at doing all those. Because when he was a kid, he was in the school or the training where they had to do that over and over. They're very precision. It's very everything
Disciplined.
has precision. Discipline, precision. There is no room for error. There's no lack. There is no lax. There is no nothing. So that doesn't surprise me, seeing that China has that precision lined up, and that's their culture.
It is,
Everything.
and
Everything.
the culture is to be excellent in whatever
Yes.
it is you're doing.
Yes.
And so if that means you do it X amount of times a day in order for that to happen,
Yes.
this poor Russian robot looks like they put it to, first of all, shrapnel was flying when it fell. That means you didn't put it together well.
Listen,
yeah, like
I
you saw
don't-
it came apart. It completely came
I
apart.
know they had to come back and pick up the pieces. Yeah.
But listen,
pick up
I
the
don't-
pieces. And
I
on
hate
top
to
of
talk
that,
bad about Russia, but they have a money issue.
they do.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
They've always had a money issue. So you can look at China in comparison. That's why China doesn't have a money issue, and they have a discipline thing where Russia is.
They also have a different attitude in their philosophy today.
Yes.
That failure is, there's no word for failure.
It's not an option. Failure is
The word
not
is opportunity.
option.
They
Exactly.
don't use failure. They use the word opportunity.
Well,
Russia is like, let's go to the junkyard and get pieces and put this robot together. I'm sorry, that's the thing they get, because they don't have the money. Because you hear about Putin and the rockets and all the things that they, like old rockets built from this, because they have a money issue.
Well, I bet China now has a word for failure after seeing that.
I think their mindset is, opportunity. Russia's going to need this.
Yeah, China's always the long haul. They plan 50 years. They don't plan 5.
Mm-hmm. And
they plan 50 years.
They plan in 500-year increments.
Yes, 500. Yes, they plan. They have a long.
In other words, it's not about necessarily this generation.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, if they see something like this robot fall, their thing is,
wasn't there a thing where Russia was trying to get I'm thinking Sputnik. I'm thinking way back they were trying to get to the moon before us.
Yeah,
something happened.
They did.
It was
they did get to before us.
They did.
Okay.
That was the space race and the rush for us to do something.
Right.
While there are problems on Earth, but never mind. That was what they were trying to do.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, Russia has their thing is they don't do things China the way China does them.
No, it's exactly. And
nobody does things the way China does.
Okay.
Exactly. And this is interesting because I'm actually probably going to talk about that, again on Mediascope tonight. But I think the thing is, when you look at, and that's why I picked that one, because it's like it's a juxtaposition of two approaches to robotics.
Yes.
When you look at Russia's, it was very top heavy. It was it was not really aerodynamic. I was waiting for it to fall over because it was so top heavy. When it walked like a
zombie.
Well, and like a person who had just had knee surgery.
It did.
And also, Russia has their culture is, they're the best, even though they're not the best. China's culture is we are the best, but we're not going to boast about it. We're just going to show you the product.
Right. Humility is a big part of the thing. Even when,
Yes.
so when you talk about, I've seen a lot of videos when they prize humility. And so when there's a foreigner, for example, that speaks really good Chinese, they're complimenting, and they're supposed to, you're really supposed to say, oh no, it's not that good. And, kind of deflect the attention.
Right.
So say, oh, thank you.
Self-depreciating.
Right.
You're not...
Exactly. So, I mean, there are so many things with that, whether or not that's good or not, but that's a culture. And that's what you have to think about. And so the thing is, too, it's also repeated tries. That robot or that battalion of robots, that was not their first try. No, it takes repeated tries to get it right. So for it to be at this point means that they worked tirelessly to get it to this point. That thing from Russia, that's the first draft. And they just
it's like they couldn't wait to get it out there.
It's because of their culture. The Russians are like, we're the best, even though they're not the best, or they didn't put the best effort. It's to be seen as the best. And they just put it out without going, it's not the best, but we're going to put it out because we're Russia.
Well, it's better to be right than first.
Yes.
I'll say that.
Yes. So it's all a culture. It's all a culture thing. So
it is.
Shout out to China. I mean, that's scary. But
you said shout out to China.
Yeah.
That's scary. That to me, I was like, maybe some of those are just like duplicates for the video, but no, that's a room full of them robots.
They've been at this for a long time. You know that. We've been showing
Yeah. See, because Russia doesn't have a room full of those cockamamie robots because that's their first draft. But China has been working on this for quite some time. So now they're just duplicating and manufacturing them for use. So they've already perfected it.
They have the blueprint. Their blueprint is perfected. Russia's is the prototype that they just pushed out because it's like, hey, it's finished. Push it on out.
Okay, and you saw it fell right on down.
And it fell off.
Fell right on down. And the icing on the cake for this was, the face could change expressions. The face of the robot when it fell, it was just like the way it was smashed. I was like, you can't make this up, but we do need a little comic relief in today's world. So thank you, Russia. Thank you for that failed attempt at robotics that engaged and made the world laugh. Thank you.
It was very entertaining. I was like, I didn't see. I was like, what robot and what Russian robot? And I was like, oh, okay.
I'm all about the robots. So when they said, and you know what else was interesting was the whole. Well, that's another rabbit hole. We won't go down there. Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was funny, but I also thought it was
hilarious.
Sad that they allowed those kids to go out there, not prepared.
Unprepared, and then you all are not prepared as the backstage crew, because when they were trying to close the curtain, it was twisted. They were dragging it. I was like, this is like a Benny Hill skit.
What is this? Oh, they should put the Benny Hill music on.
They should have.
And I think they were playing Rocky when the thing came out.
They were playing
Rocky. See, that's Russia right there. Playing Rocky.
Eye of the Tiger. We are Was it the Eye of the Tiger, or was it the theme from Rocky that they were playing? I'm trying to remember.
Well, according to the article, it was a theme from Rocky.
The theme from Rocky. Okay. So
classic. They walk in thinking, well, we got it in the bag because we're Russia.
But you know something? I don't know how they could think that, because we've all been looking at the YouTube videos of all these advanced robots from China.
They have a little delusional thing going on.
Listen, they use recycled parts from Sputnik 1. Okay,
I say they got a money problem. They're not using like brand new made to order stuff. Like China's making made to order brand new stuff.
China is manufacturing. What does
Yes.
Russia make?
Nothing.
Wheat.
I don't know if they have access right now
Vodka.
too with the war. If
With
they
the
have access,
exactly.
the
So the
supply
fact
chain
that
is jacked.
your economy is listen, kettle black, because this economy is not beautiful either. But their economy is wrecked because they're also in a war.
Yes.
So on
Exactly.
top of that, whatever resources you have are going to make warheads. Right?
Remember, they closed, the media's closed to the world, so we don't really know what's going on behind. That's why I call it the Iron Curtain. We don't really know what's going on. They're just gonna feed us whatever they want to feed us.
Well, the other
as
thing
far as
is,
information.
the other thing is that with this war, borders have closed in Europe. They're like, y'all ain't bringing that stuff over here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they are losing the war because they don't have $500 drones.
They will never admit defeat. Russia will never in anything. They
No.
will always put the face on it that we're the best. We're, this and that. And like they said, they got, don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Well,
we
something's
need to
going
see
on
what's
behind
behind
that curtain. And
because that robot fell down.
That was sad.
That was enjoyable. I'm not laughing at somebody else's defeat.
No, because
I am laughing at the fact that your arms are too short to box with God, and you thought that you had it in the bag. But yeah, you do have it in the bag now, because you had to bag up that broken robot and throw it in the trash.
They should have did the Sandman. Sam's got the hook, dragged it up.
It would have fallen apart had they tried. But I found that interesting, and so I didn't know.
No, that was funny. Thank you. I didn't hear about that. So.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Disney. I have a couple of Disney stories. They're set to increase their content spending by $1 billion next year. They're expecting they're expecting to spend now. You would think, with everything that we've been talking about and that you heard, that there would be some cutbacks, but apparently not in terms of content. They're actually expecting to spend $24 billion in content next year, and that's an increase from the $23 billion that they spent this year. So this is what they say: we expect to invest approximately $24 billion in content across entertainment and sports in fiscal 2026, which is an increase of $1 billion compared to the prior year. As we continue to invest in high quality sports right at ESPN, new and exciting franchises at our film studio, and television content, all which support our integrated businesses, including our direct to consumer services. So this is according to Bob Iger, who is the CEO, and CFO Hugh Johnson. And they said this actually just yesterday. So they disclosed that this increase in their latest quarterly earnings report. This is always in the quarterly earnings. They reported revenue of $22.5 billion and a segment operating income of $3.5 billion. And apparently their streaming business had a very strong quarter, with Disney Plus subscribers rising by 3.8 million to make 132 million. And that's compared to quarter 3 and Disney and Hulu Plus subscribers rising by 12 million, 12.4 million. Yeah. So apparently they're doing quite well.
Doing okay.
They're doing okay. Now, this is the 10-digit increase in content spending is going to bolster ESPN's lineup of live sports. So they cut back on some rights deals. So they had a deal with UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Challenge, and Formula One. By the way, I love Formula One.
Really?
Oh, I do. I'm getting into NASCAR and Formula One. Well, Formula One is my favorite. I think it was because of the race they do in Monaco, in the streets of Monaco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have a deal with Bethune-Cookman. My daughter went there when she was in business school, and they went over to NASCAR and did some stuff with them.
Makes sense because Daytona.
Yeah, exactly. They're in Daytona, so yeah. So I thought that was
wow. And I didn't know your daughter went to Bethune.
Yeah.
Wow. Very good. One of 4 HBCUs in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Yes.
We like HBCUs.
Absolutely. HBCUs for life. Very cool. So that's what's happening over there. They've got some growth, and because of that growth, they're looking to increase their spending by 1 billion to 24 billion in content. Now, does that mean anything for you? Probably not as a creator, but they're looking to increase that. So more Disney news. I already talked a little bit about this, that the subscribers have surged. So that's a good thing for them. But where are you? There was another Disney story I had that it just disappeared.
Oh.
Yeah, I had 3 Disney stories. But so I'll come back to it if I find it. What happened? So, okay, let's get off of Disney then. We'll come back to it. And let's talk about Tom Ford. You know the designer Tom Ford?
Yeah.
So, so if you do like a search, you'll see Tom Ford is a designer, and he actually sold his company, which is his namesake, Tom Ford, but it is considered designer / luxury, right? So Tom Ford is also a filmmaker, in case you didn't know.
I did not know.
Yes. So he is directing Cry to Heaven, and it's a drama that's going to star Adele, the singer Adele, in her acting debut. Yes. So first of all, who knew? Who would know that Tom Ford is a filmmaker? But yes, he is. And it did make sense that Adele would stretch into acting. So it's a new film, and it's going to be an adaptation of the Anne Rice novel, Cry to Heaven. He's going to direct and produce. He actually wrote the screenplay, and it has apparently a star-studded cast, according to The Hollywood Reporter, including Adele, Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ciarán Hinds, George McKay, Colin Firth, Paul Bettany, and Owen Cooper. And so there are some others as well. So it centers on a Venetian noble. It's from 1982. It centers on a Venetian noble and a maestro castrato, with both attempting to succeed in the opera world. Okay. So makes sense. She's actually a singer.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yes. So we don't have to have the voiceover or dubbed in voices.
Right.
So look for that if you are an Adele fan, if you are a Tom Ford fan, and see what that has to offer.
I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out.
I'm very curious to see how that's going to turn out. I don't think I've ever seen anything from Tom Ford, so I'm interested to
not
see
in
this.
a screenwriting, filmmaking type of creative bit.
Just in his very
interested to see. So.
Yeah, I've just seen his very stylish, very uncomfortable shoes, but other than that,
wow.
So let's talk about YouTube. They are zeroing in on late night and stand-up comedy.
Really?
In their latest creator slate. Yes. They held their first ever creator premiere showcase at the Metrograph. I'm not sure where the Metrograph is, but they launched a bunch of new titles, including a new weekly late night show and a stand-up comedy special from former Daily host Noah. Noah, what's his last name?
I don't know his last
name.
Trevor Noah.
From Trevor Noah, yes. I was like, why am I saying Noah? From Trevor Noah, yes. So it's gathered not just Trevor Noah, but also a group of rising influencers. And they were all in New York showing off their stuff. So that's really interesting. So they're coming on the back of a launch party for season 3 of Brittany Broski's Royal Court, where executives notice the difference between old Hollywood and new Hollywood. That's something that YouTube has. So, of course, right now, for those of you who don't know, YouTube is the #1 streamer and has been for the past 2 years, according to Nielsen. So this data is highlighted in terms of the fact that monthly viewing by platform, it had a 12.6% share in September compared to Netflix's 8.3% share. So people are watching YouTube. YouTube is really the platform of choice and the place to be right now.
Mhm.
So they're leaning into this whole thing, not just content creators in general, but they're looking at late night and comedy as well. So if you know, there is a channel that Kevin Hart has that is on YouTube. There are a lot of comedians on YouTube, but Kevin Hart has a channel. There's lots of there's not a lot of late night, but there are streamers who do things late night. So it
Mhm.
makes sense that they would lean into that. But yeah, they are really leaning into this. So if you want to do that, maybe it is time for you to lean into that. I do a
Mm.
late night show, kind of. Anyway, so Spotify is going to launch music videos on Spotify in the US, in case you did not know. So, yeah, traditional music videos. So, they announced these plans to bring music videos to the platform in the US and Canada, by the way, following a beta launch that they did overseas. So, a spokesperson for Spotify said this to Variety that they are planning to integrate music videos in the coming weeks. So, we should see this soon. On Spotify, you're going to be able to see users switch between the audio and video with the tap of a button. But what's not known is whether it's going to be available to all subscription tiers or just premium users.
Mm.
And actually, over when they launched it overseas, it was just available to premium users. But we don't know what it's going to be like when it launches here.
Mhm.
So, if you've noticed, I don't know if you've ever used Spotify, but if you've noticed, they sometimes for some songs you will see some video happening. You will see some of that. But I think what they're trying to do is lean more into it. So, videos went away, and here's the thing. MTV, I'm sure you've heard about the fact
Ex-
that yeah, sunsetted a lot of their other MTV channels, and it's no longer music video. They haven't really had music video shows in a long time. But something like this is really bringing a return to the music video. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not artists start to really pour more resources into doing music videos again because of something like this. But we'll
Mm.
see. I'm sure it has to pay for that to be the case. Okay, so I think one more so that we can get out of here on time. Let's see. Um there is should I talk about this? Um Okay, here we go. So we'll do this. So I've talked about this before, but it is happening, 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 and I said I would give you an update. One of my favorite shows, A Different World, is
Mhm.
happening. Yes. So the sequel to A Different World has students heading back to Hillman College. And in fact, I'm actually wearing a Hillman t-shirt today. So
Oh,
yes, absolutely. So Debbie Allen will direct once again, and
good.
the showrunner will be Felicia Pride. So they have a whole new cast, and this is what's happening. So it's going to center on Deborah Wayne, who is the youngest daughter of Hillman's grads, Dwayne Wayne and Whitley Gilbert. So this is Dwayne and Whitley's child. And because
Uh-oh.
of the yes, so because in the original they were such a beloved couple, like there was this
Yeah,
pulling for them. I think that's probably why they decided to center on it.
they finally
So
got together. Yeah.
they finally got exactly. So Tony winner Malia Joy Moon from Hell's Kitchen is going to star as Deborah, and she's a free-spirited, well-intentioned but rebellious youngest child of Dwayne and Whitley. And the series is going to follow her as she enters her freshman year at
Mm.
Hillman and then finds the shadow of her parents difficult to escape. And she tries to build her own legacy while having a great time alongside a whole new generation of Hillman's best and brightest. So we've got um, Ija Kai from Everybody Hates Chris as Rashida,
Mhm.
Chikubem Uche, from One of Us is Lying as Kojo, Cornell Young, from Doing Life as Shaquille, Jordan Aaron Hall from The Idea of You as Amir, and newcomer Kennedy Reese as Hazel. So Felicia Pride, who's a showrunner, says this: "It is such an honor to be a part of bringing back this iconic show, one that I grew up on and which has a profound impact on my life." I am excited. What say you all?
I say
I
yes.
I am too, but I'm a little afraid. How can I say this? I'm excited, but I need this needs to come out right. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
This
100%.
need to come out right in the fact that, because if it doesn't, oh, you're gonna hear from it. But I have good reservations about it because I know Debbie Allen is a part of this, and some other people from the original. Now how they get the balance of the old crew and the new crew is going to be very, very crucial. And the daughter it's going to have to be a likable thing, but it's going to have to be 2025 different world and not that different world. And I'm thinking, yes, they're probably going to bring on Dwayne and Whitley as a visit, but don't have too much of that. You know what I mean? It's a delicate balance.
I agree 100%. I think that this could go very right or go very wrong. And again, this is a cult classic and it is a beloved show. So you have to use kid gloves when tread lightly when doing this type of thing. And I'm wondering what's going to happen, because I think the thing is there was so much life that was intertwined with a different world, from the social and political things that were happening, from the life on campus at an HBCU, fraternity and sorority life. There was so much that went on. I'm wondering how or if they're going to capture that. You can't not capture that, because here's the thing, and this cast has a big responsibility, because A Different World was single-handedly responsible for the enrollment of HBCUs.
Yes,
HBCUs
went up tremendously.
during the time that went up tremendously during the time it was on the air. That, and I will say School Days, right? But more so A Different World. But the two of them really started to expose people to things. I grew up in New York State. We didn't have HBCUs there. So I didn't really know much about HBCUs because neither of my parents went to an HBCU. However, I was exposed because I went to an HBCU college fair. They pulled me out of class. And I was like, for what? And there was some of us on a bus. I'm like, where are we going? And they took us. And I was like, what is happening? I said, I have no permission slip or anything. So they took us to an HBCU college fair. And that's how I got to know about places like Fisk, places like Barba Scotia, places like Harris Stowe, of course, Howard. I was like, I never knew. I mean, of course, I knew Howard, but I never knew some of these other smaller HBCUs existed. And it was wonderful. And so at that time, of course, also on the air was Different World. So you're getting this exposure to all of this, and it brings up memories. So you have a big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
with this next
and
one.
See, my experience is different. I grew up in a town that had two of the oldest, so I was always immersed in that. It's like, well, which one am I going to go to? But you're right that it brought that to the forefront of people who wasn't exposed to that. Like, really? They're Black colleges, and this is the culture, and this is how it's exactly like that. I mean, they hit it on the nose so perfectly. So that's why I'm afraid. I'm like, okay, please get this right, because I don't. You're going to mess up the canon. Not really, but people are going to be like, I'm not going into this thinking it's going to be A Different World. And remember, A Different World wasn't A Different World the first year, because Marissa Tomei was the Different World. That's why it was called A Different World, because she was coming in to this Black experience as a non-Black person. That's why they called it A Different World that first year, and then year 2 she was gone.
because nobody was interested in that story.
And that's when Debbie Allen came in and said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And she was the driving force that made it what it is today. So that's why I said having her be a part of it, I feel a little better.
A little more comfortable.
I feel a little comfortable, but please get it right. But knowing her, it's going to come out right.
I think so. And, she was on a panel at the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival. And I watched that panel and they were talking about this, but it hadn't really been for real greenlit yet at that point. So they were just kind of talking about the concept of this. And so she's a Howard grad. She came in and she was like, oh no. This is what we did. That's not what happened. So it's very difficult for people to understand unless you went to an HBCU and experienced it. And I don't want, what I hear from people all the time, the people are always saying, oh, well, I grew up around, which you did not go to an HBCU. So you cannot speak on behalf of the HBCU experience. Right. I don't care if your parents taught there. I don't care if you were on campus every day. You have to be a
student. You a student.
Exactly. So I just kind of look at them #side eye when they say this, and I'm like,
it's the same thing with the Divine Nine. When people are like, oh, I'm adjacent. No, you have to be one. You have to have gone through the whole process. I'm adjacent or my parents are this. No, you have to pledge. No, if you didn't do that, you have no rights to even. Because that's why I don't even touch no Divine Nine, nothing. I'm like, I know about it, but I'm like, I don't know. There's no co-optive or anything because you didn't go through the process. See?
I mean, even I can't speak for all of the Divine Nine, but even myself as a Delta, I don't speak on behalf of Delta. I'm not the organization. I can only speak on behalf of myself and my experience and maybe what my chapter is doing. I can't speak on behalf of you. Because the only person,
but see, there's some people, a lot of Black people that they see that, and like you said, they didn't go to college. You're adjacent, but you want to co-opt it and like, I was, pretend like you can't do that.
Well,
you can't pretend.
And to talk a little bit about that was part of the problem. And I saw when Insecure was on, and in the final season of Insecure, they had what is her name?
Amanda
Seales.
Whatever her name.
Right. Yeah. Amanda Seales played a character on there, and they all went back for homecoming, and she was wearing not just pink and green, but an actual Alpha Kappa Alpha sweater with the symbols on. Yes. So this started a whole thing.
Yes, it was a big discussion. I remember
huge discussion about, and she was like, I'm an actor and I was acting. But it started a huge discussion for me. And I talked about this. I was like, well, number one, you have to realize that these organizations are not just organizations. They're also brands. And they also are trademarked. So when you are not a member, this is a legal issue.
Wait a minute. They don't even allow members to sell without a license.
Thank you. If you're not licensed, you can't sell.
You are not allowed.
Right, you're not allowed. But see, my thing was, why couldn't they have just made a fictitious?
Exactly.
Right.
Like that's what they usually do in the movie. They make a fictitious one.
Well, guess what?
And you
wear pink and green, because nobody has a trademark on the colors pink and green. Don't put the symbols, don't put the letters on there, so that people can make assumptions. But you never said it.
Issa Rae, is she?
She's not. No.
Okay, so I don't understand.
Prentice Penny, who was the showrunner, is a member, if I'm not mistaken, of Alpha Phi Alpha.
Oh, Alpha.
He should have known better.
Yes, that's what I mean. Somebody should have been there to be like, okay, we want to talk about Black sorority, Black fraternities. Let's make a fictitious one. That's what they do in the movies. They make a fictitious one.
And there were other shows going, and they had fictitious letters on.
Correct.
Once in a while, you would see, like, there was a show, and they would show the shield for Omega Psi Phi on the wall, but they were never on their bodies.
On the body. Yes, it was not
might
wearing
be brand placement somewhere, but you never saw anything
No,
where the
this is
actual
the
letters were on people's backs.
this is and then the thing is, there's already you don't want to give a bad perception. What if a character
Stigma.
doing something wrong is pictured in those letters? That then reflects on the organization.
Yes.
And these
Exactly.
organizations have worked too hard for that. So there is this thing sometimes with our cousins, with our folk, that simply because something is black that you are entitled to it. You are not.
No.
Or
Because
that,
to me, that's a sacred thing. When you pledge, that's a sacred thing within an organization, with the community, that is a brotherhood, sisterhood bond, and it's not to be co-opted or to be worn as a costume. Okay,
it's not a gang thing.
right.
You know what I mean? It can be,
Right.
Put over there and categorized, especially if the character is doing something negative.
Because there
Correct.
was work put into that to become a member. There was work put in.
We even talk about when you can and cannot wear your letters.
Right.
Listen, I will say this now. If you are not supposed to wear your letters around certain things. So, for example, if there is alcohol in an event, you better not be wearing anything with letters on it at all. That's not a good look. So we just inducted over the summer Dawn Fawn Weaver from Uncle Nearest.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I saw her in a post, and she was like, okay, let's take a picture. Somebody said, let's take a picture. I said, not in front of alcohol. We won't. That's what she said. She's like, let's go over there. So I was like, come on, protocol. So, but there's because of that type of thing, I think all of these organizations work really hard to uphold the image, because the point is, if you're not around, you cannot serve the community, which is what we were founded for. All the other stuff is great, but the primary purpose is to serve. And so how are we helping if we can't serve because stupidness is occurring? Because somebody has taken our letters in vain and then decided to do what. So that was my problem with and the thing is, they brushed it off like, oh, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal.
Yeah, I remember that. It's really not a big deal. I'm like, it's not a big deal to you because you didn't go through the process
and
of joining the organization.
It starts with a little prick in the dike. Okay, so that show got away with it. Now here comes somebody who definitely doesn't know what's going on, has no sensitivity, and just running through the field. And they work very hard to uphold finer womanhood, to hold up, manhood processes. You know what I'm saying? And so image is very important.
It is.
It is.
So
it is. But let me just say, simply because something is part of your culture, and this could be with anything, that doesn't mean you are entitled to it if you did not work for it. So this is not just for fraternities and sororities or anything. This is with anything, any culture, any type of culture. Simply because it is your part of your culture does not mean you are a part of that.
And it's something to be protected. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really
in
important
the community. It will be protected. So.
Because people who are not part of your culture are going to assume that story is correct.
Correct.
Exactly. Out of context, it'd be like, well, what? Nope. So you protect it. So, yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So interesting. So, but that's what I have for you today.
Okay. Thank you so much, ladies. It's just been a blessing to be here today. I really enjoyed the discussion about media and what's happening with group chat over there at ChatGTP.
Oh yeah, group chat.
Also remember that today is pickle day, so don't get yourself in a pickle, guys, or in a tizzy.
It's National Pickle Day.
Maybe you can play some
anybody making a song?
Yeah.
Maybe you can go play some pickleball. Get some exercise.
Oh yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
There you go. So I want to encourage everybody to make sure that they tune into Dr. Tachi. She's going to be there talking on
tonight, right?
Yes,
Indie Soup Media TV and Mediascope. And you can find Terry Johnson online everywhere at TJ Online. And so we want you to connect with them and make sure that you are able to help support what they do, because they provide valuable information. And we want to thank you, ladies, for all that you bring to us every week. We want you to know you're loved and you're appreciated. Somebody needs to say that. You're appreciated, ladies. So we want to remind everybody that, hey, we hope that you become a part of the Biz Chicks community, and you can do that by texting Biz to Biz Chicks at 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net and join our community. Right now, it is complimentary up until January. We'd love to have you come in and share what it is you do and how you add value. With that, we want to remind you it's good to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle and run a profitable business that's fun to run. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.